Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State has replied his Bauchi State counterpart over statement on Fulani herdsmen and bearing arms. And concluding part of a China Television exclusive interview with Governor Bala Ganduje of Kano State. He speaks on the APC crisis, the 2023 presidency, and where and why the Emir of former Emir Sanusi Lamido was deposed. Hello everyone and welcome to Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimalo here in Lagos. The governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, has responded to the statement made by Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed. Let me remind you of what the Bauchi State Governor said yesterday. Take a listen to him.
I will tell you something that I told my colleagues about the herders and farmers clashes in Nigeria. You have seen what our colleagues in the southwest are doing, and some of them from the southeast. Some of us told them with all modesty and humility, you are wrong. But the person that is most wrong is the governor of Benue State, my brother and my colleague, Governor Ortom. He started all this. If you don't accommodate other tribes, we are also accommodating your tribes in Bauchi and other places. We have so many people working in farming in Alkaleri, farming in Tafawa Balewa, farming in Bogoro. Has anybody told them to go? We have not, because it's their own inalienable right to be there. We have Yoruba people in Bauchi for over 150 years. Even before the birth of Nigeria. Nobody has talking to them. Some of them have risen to become permanent secretaries in Gombe, in Bauchi, and in Borno. And now, because a Fulani man is practicing the tradition of transhumance, pastoralism, he has been exposed to the vagaries of the forest, the animals, and now the cattle rustlers who carry guns, kill him and take away his commonwealth, that is the cows. He had no option but to carry AK-47 because the society and the government are not protecting him. What is his fault? It's the fault of the government and the people. You don't criminalize all of them. Nobody owns any forest. The forest is owned by Nigeria. Under Section 23, 24, 25 of the Constitution, every Nigerian is free to stay anywhere.
Meanwhile, the Benue State Governor, Samuel Ortom, has described Governor Bala Mohammed's comment as disappointing. Governor Ortom says while he will not want to join issues with Governor Bala Mohammed, he finds it shocking that a colleague who took the oath of office, as he also did, to protect and preserve the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, now takes the lead in violating provisions of the same Constitution by calling for lawlessness. Governor Ortom's statement reads in part, and I quote, "The most shocking part of Governor Bala Mohammed's statement was where he defended herdsmen for bearing arms, saying they have no option than to carry AK-47 because the society and the government are not protecting them," end of quote. Before we get into our interview with Governor Ganduje, let's check out some of your political roundup stories.
Yobe State Governor and Chairman APC Caretaker Extraordinary Planning Committee, May Mala Buni, says no APC member would be left out unregistered during the ongoing exercise. Governor Buni disclosed this while revalidating his APC membership at Bunigari polling unit in Yobe State. On the grievances of some members who were threatening to go to court irrespective of the exercise, Buni explains the party is strictly operating and guided by the Article 9, Section 4 of party's constitution.
We cannot do anything outside the constitution.
And the former governor of Lagos State and Minister of Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, has taken part in the All Progressives Congress registration and revalidation exercise. The minister undertook his registration at his ward, G3, Unit E002, within the Junior Grammar School, Utolo Street, in Surulere area of Lagos State.
This is the time to grow our strength, to grow our base, to also identify each other and to update those who are not with us so that we open the room for those who want to join us.
The Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, says members of the National Assembly are part of the reasons the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, is not performing optimally. He stated this when members of the House of Representatives Committee on Niger Delta Development Commission, led by its chairman Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, paid him a courtesy visit at the Government House in Port Harcourt.
And now, everyone, to our conversation with the Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. We'll bring you the concluding portion of that interview. This part focuses on APC, the internal crisis, and the 2023 presidential race. Take a listen. Do you see your party being able to withstand the heat of 2023? Considering the critics who are saying, economy, things are tough economically. Security-wise, things are not doing good.
Well,
do you think that your party has done well for Nigeria?
I think our party has done well in Nigeria under Muhammad Buhari if we critically look at how he found Nigeria in terms of the security when he came. The economy too is not only in Nigeria, it's all over the world. So I think 2023, APC will win the election.
Really?
I think so.
You have the assurance?
Yeah, I think.
Why are you this confident, Governor?
Yeah, because...
What gives you the confidence?
Because more people are coming into the party.
You have statistics to back that?
Well, of course. Though we lost some governors, because of intra-party problem, but at the same time, some are coming into the party. And also there is a very strong movement now to reconcile the major actors. And I think that is also, making the party stronger. Even though we need to do more. We need to do more on that. But I think the party is conscious of that shortcoming. So I believe it will be resolved. I know there are some, people who, were part of forming the party, but I think there is a dissatisfaction. I think there must be some effort in order to reconcile that. I have the hope for that.
It's interesting. And another trouble that may be brewing in your party is the talk about where should the candidate come from? Who should fly the flag, or where the person who will fly the flag would come from, considering the unwritten rule of zoning in our politics in Nigeria. You've been in politics for several years, Governor Ganduje.
Yeah.
What do you think will be fair for the APC to decide on whom will fly the flag of the APC in 2023?
Well, I think that is a matter of the party. But all what I know, the zoning system, even though it is not in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but it's a strategy for winning election. So every party has developed a strategy for winning the election. So I think APC as a party should do a lot of, research and planning to see what is the best option to win election. But from understanding, zoning is a strategy to win election, and zoning has been adopted in the party. But if you look at it, even when Muhammad Buhari contested in 2015, he didn't contest alone. He contested with people from North. He contested with people from Southeast. So if zoning was adopted 100%, then only a Northerner could have been allowed to contest.
So let me...
But I'm not finished.
Okay.
I'm not finished. But the general consensus was that a Northerner should be allowed to contest. And that's why even a Northerner won. So there was still the understanding of zoning, even though the party did not prevent others from contesting, like what happened in 2015. But in 2019, of course, already APC was in government, and the contestants were not ready to go against the current. So that was why you find that it was almost, an issue that the serving president should continue to contest. But in this 2023, I believe there will be a consensus, even if people are allowed to contest from all parts of the country. But I know there will be a consensus on whom should be allowed to win the election.
Morally speaking, what do you think will be fair, and where should the zoning go?
I think the zoning should be respected as a strategy of winning election.
Which particular zone?
Well, the southern part of the country. But that should be a consensus of the members.
Chief Bisi Akande said something. He said, he criticized the caretaker committee. And he said, look, that the seat tie syndrome will destroy the party. And he said, the registration process, they've done it in the past, is a wasteful exercise. What's your take on that?
Well, let me start with the caretaker. Yes, the caretaker, if you describe it as an aberration, you should look into the genesis for the creation of the caretaker committee. The party was in a serious legal problem, to the extent that the party could be defeated because of legal issues. There was litigations here and there. It is a point you cannot say who was the chairman of the party because of the various legal issues within the party. So I think the decision that was taken at that time was the best decision in order to make the party move forward. All attempts to resolve the issues did not succeed. So if we continue with litigation and counter-litigation within the leadership at national level, then gradually we are killing the morale of the party faithfuls. So that was the genesis. It was an issue that was absolutely necessary because all strategies failed because of litigation. And in order to move forward, then I know it's an aberration, but they say it's a matter of necessity. It's because of necessity that the caretaker was created. So we should give it a helping hand so that now we are preparing ground for a national convention where we can elect our national leaders. And in order to do that, you need to have a complete data of who is a member of your party. Yes, in 2014, there was registration of party members. But a lot of water has run under the bridge. So many members have come into the party without registration as such. That's one. Two, some young men who did not reach the age of registering into a political party in 2014, now they have reached an age where they can register into a political party. That is 2. 3, those who have registered in 2014, it was an analog registration. Now they need to revalidate. What is the problem in revalidating your registration? And now we are trying to be, electronic in terms of the party membership. So and another thing is that this registration reactivates the activities within the party. If you see how people are working at the unit level in order to be registered, politics does not like a vacuum. If you are dormant, then your party is not active. So even by mere, making this registration is making the party to be active, and also is moving the party from analog, to electronic. So you cannot say that it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time. That is my views about it.
A lot of people have not heard your mind on the former Emir, Mohammed Sanusi.
Yeah.
What is the real story behind the situation at the time?
Well, the real story is that the Emir of Kano, the deposed Emir of Kano, did not understand the responsibilities of a traditional ruler, especially for a strong institution with that of Kano. You see, the Emir of Kano was a social critic, a celebrated social critic. And there was nothing wrong with that, because he's an educated person. There's freedom of speech. Let me give you one example. When I was a deputy governor, and my former governor, Konkoso, was the governor of Kano State, Sanusi was an executive director in a bank. And he made a statement that instead of providing water in Kano State, we are building a house in Abuja. That is the house belonging to Kano State government, like any other, the lodge, the governance lodge in Asakoro. And also he said, while we were paving the roads with tiles in order those who are walking along the street can also walk smoothly, he said, instead of us renovating schools, we are putting, such pavements. So you can see that it was a social critic. Of course, in governance, you have to do so many things at the same time. You do not say you will do this, you will stop all other things. That was a social critic. I could remember my governor said either the bank should sack him or we should withdraw our account from that bank. And the government, the bank did not sack him. So we withdrew 969 million naira from that bank. I could remember the figures precisely. You see, that was the work of a social critic. But when we became the Emir of Kano, he refused to change from that stature to the stature of a traditional ruler. He's an economist, but he failed to understand. In economics, you have to inherit assets and liability. But in economy, he only inherited the assets of the traditional institution by giving orders, staying in a mansion, dressing gorgeously, being addressed as a king. But the liability of that institution, you have to watch your words. You have to watch your tongue. And he didn't do that. That was a problem. That was the biggest problem, that he could not change his mode of life from social critic to an institution. As of now, that institution does not afford a social critic of his type. You will have problem with the society. He was destroying the institution. This tongue that you are seeing is a very dangerous organ in the body. In fact, even politicians, the greatest enemy of a politician is his tongue. Because you said something yesterday, and today you are contradicting yourself. That is your tongue. That is why God, in his mercy, decided to provide so many layers for the tongue. You have the lips, you have the teeth, in order to protect your tongue, and it is also left in a liquid so that it doesn't come brittle. All these are arrangements in order to have a break for the tongue. But Sanusi was able to break all the walls. Even the traditional rulers, they added another layer by covering it like this. Covering like this means don't talk anyhow. If you don't know, that is the meaning of this. Don't talk anyhow.
And that's why you had a problem with him.
Yes, that's when we had a problem with him. He was destroying the institution. That was one thing. The second thing was that, you see, there is claim and counter-claim about the creation of emirates, additional emirates in Kano. Abubakar Rimi attempted to create emirates, and he created emirates. But unfortunately, Abubakar Rimi did not provide the legal backing to the emirates. And therefore, another governor came and changed it. So, because of public demand from those areas, that is one, demand from those areas. Two, because of history. Three, because of deepening and widening the role of traditional institution in governance. That is very, very important. These three basic reasons, we decided to create more emirates. And we didn't create them just off head like that. We followed history. We followed the demand of the people. We created the emirates. He challenged it in the court of law. When he said the law was wrong, we look at the law. Yes, we said it's okay. We corrected the law. He went back to the court, challenging it. Now, how can the leader of a traditional institution coexist with a government in litigation all the time?
It does look like you're planning to weaken his powers.
As I told you, three reasons. Not weakening his powers. His powers are not more important than the development of the people. His powers are not more important than the aspirations of the people. His powers are not more important than the historical antecedents of these people. That is the situation. So it was not the creation of the emirates in order to punish him. It was not like that. But he had no power to challenge. Was he not created out of law? Was he not a legal instrument that made him the Emir of Kano? Then why is he challenging legal instruments to create other emirs in the state? So these are the problems that he was heading to destroy the system on one side, and also he was trying to create a parallel government. He was trying to challenge the government on legitimate issues, which is not acceptable to me.
Well, you heard it there. Those are some of the thoughts of Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. If you want more on that, you can go to Channels Television's website on our YouTube page for all of the interview. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'm Sean Kimbaloye. Bye-bye.